So this is a Karasu deck that I faced in the finals, played by Lenna, and it was a really interesting build, and I wanted to get a deck profile for the channel. So whenever you're ready.
So one of the first things is Karasu themselves. If your attack deals damage and you have 6 or more foundations, anyone who has 6 or more foundations pops 1. And then enhance, this deck gets X damage, where X equals the amount that you have destroyed this turn. So that works really well together. So basically, one of the main things I started figuring out towards the end was you don't have to stay at 6. You just kind of rush to 6 foundations and then build everything out, and then just keep popping as you want to keep giving yourself more damage. So in the foundation lineup, the first thing is Frightening Calm on 4. Probably not going to keep it at 4, but it's a pop 1. Give this deck stun 1. Stun 1's cool. The main thing was destroy 1 foundation so I can get more damage off of his enhance. And it's a 1/4, which hits. Next, high end. The only reason that this is in there is because I couldn't find anything. But funny thing with the specific build, and we're going to see it later, is that its response actually comes up quite a bit with this specific build. But that's had a 2-of. Next one is a 3 of paying the cost. We'll see this again in the attacks, but you pay 1, give it 1 damage, gives it more damage. Paying 1 comes in with one of the attacks I have in here, but that's at a 3 of. It's also a 1/4, which is a little bit iffy. Next up is Display of Power. Display of Power is really funny because usually you see it in younger tutorial decks that want to build as many foundations, but he only cares as long as you have 6 or more. So Display of Power, if your opponent has 6, you still get to use it for +3 damage. Next up, same thing, different idea. Settling old debts. You go flip. If your opponent has 6 or more foundations, you flip and draw 1. This kind of goes into the thing of you want your opponent to kind of play around that really 6 level. So before an attack goes off, once they build to 6, you can just go flip. I'm gonna draw 1 now. And then once that attack goes through, then they go back down to 5. This next one is just a little tech piece. Adaptable Anatomy. It's in there for throw hate. You flip it. If you completely block an attack, it doesn't deal any damage. It's just in there for throws. This next one, Unmatched Quickness. It's kind of cool. It's stun hate and stun gain. Not stun. Speed hate and speed gain. You have to be at 10 or less health to use it though. But like when you're going for your kill turn, this will help you. Next up, Demonic Energy. So this card is really cool in this deck because in this specific build, I'm running a lot of high cost attacks or high difficulty attacks. So to be able to play these, its static text says after it's destroyed, you give your next attack you play gets -1 difficulty. So say you play a 5 diff, then it goes through, you do his static text, you blow up one of these, now you're getting a +1 to your next check, which is pretty cool. And then you have multiple other ways of getting them through. But that's also a 4 of. Next up is Deadly Ruthlessness. it's kind of a cool card. Yeah, it's a check a 4. Your next attack gets +1 damage. It's just kind of a cool thing. I couldn't really find anything else to put in this slot, so I just went with it. It's neat. Next up, Immortal Shapeshifter. I really like this card in this specific build. In a different kind of build, maybe not as much. One of the main things is you're destroying a lot of foundations. So this response check a 5 comes up really constantly, and it just says check a 5, you gain 1 health after you've popped a foundation. And then his main enhance is destroy 1 foundation, give this attack +1 damage. So he gives your stuff more damage, you're getting more damage on Karasu, and then whenever you blow something up with it, you just respawn, check a 5, cool. And then you can keep building up as you destroy more and more stuff with your different foundations. Next up is his own rare foundation. Weapon Warped Pleasure, I think is what it's called. Yep. I can't even remember what this card does off the top of my head. Once per turn, players with 6 or more foundations just pop 1 foundation, which is cool. You want them to be at or under 6 for a lot of this stuff to go off. So if they go over, you can just bring them back down to where you want to play. And then if your rival has 10 or less health, this attack gets +1/+1. The second enhance is really cool for when you're going for your kill turn. But besides that, it kind of makes them, instead of I'm gonna do what I want to do and build a ton, it makes you have gain control back into the game how you want to play it. Just going, just saying, hey, you built like 3 that last turn, I'm gonna pop it again and then pop 2 more, so now you're back where I want you. And then we got a little couple more here. Unsettling Aura. It's an amazing speed hate con for specifically this because of where you want them to play at. Because you always want to be at 6 foundations all the time. So whenever someone is, both people are at or below 6 foundations, it gets -3 speed instead of -2. So that card is just amazing, and specifically this character. Mastering the Dragon. Don't go right there. Mastering the Dragon is really cool. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, but basically how I was using it is kind of like rejuvenation without the health regen, because it says remove. If you've lost 4 more health this turn, draw 2 cards. So it kind of helped me whenever I was like, I don't have enough block zones for this. Oh wait, I can just eat this attack. I'm gonna then remove this, draw the top 2, and I'll probably find a block zone there. And then for the last thing, we have League Handler. Response. After your rival has made a check, it gets -X, where X is equal to the amount of checks they have made this turn. So this card really helps in specific matchups whenever you're going up against like the Jin Punches deck. I didn't see it in there, but like with the Jin Punches, they want to go on a like an attack and a rejuve something repeated 100% smash. That repeated 100% smash is coming in with -4 to whatever they check. So that just kind of means they don't get to play the attack they want and gives you that control. But that's all the foundations we have. Now we are going to be moving into the attacks. First thing, I don't know if you know this character, probably could see this coming. Tray size. The only reason that I'm wanting 2 is because I do not have 4. If I had 4, it would be at 4. This is an amazing card, especially when you pair it up with Karasu, because enhance, you can destroy 1 ready foundation to pay for its echo. So in other words, you play it on a 4, very free, go ahead and do your normal buff, debuff, blah 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 blah. Alright, I'm gonna echo, I'm gonna pop this, get a counter on him, or counter, you count it as 1, and then if it hits, hey, now your next echo's coming in with +2 damage, because you have popped 1 here, popped 1 here. It's just a really good card in him. It's a really good card in anyone, but especially in him, it shines on what I think is the best. But that's that one. Next, we got 45% power. This card is just a really good 4 diff, 4 high 4, draw 1. There's not much else to say about that. It's just a very good card to draw cards with. Next, we have one of my favorite attacks, especially playing with him, Deadly Claw. So this, it's a 3 high 4, enhance if you have 5 or less foundations. This attack gets +2/+2. So with him, you almost always will be at, if not at, right about at 5 or less foundations. So that +2/+2 will always be online. I will explain more of that, but just because you have so much destruction of your foundations, that's the only reason that is always online. Next was a really cool tech pick that I thought of. Playing it out tonight, I don't really like it as much, but shapeshifting, shapeshifting, I can't think of the name of it, but it's a 7 mid 3, which is really funny, but it's really not doing anything in the deck. If I had another tray size, it would just be a tray size, but I don't, so I was trying to find funny tech picks, and yeah, it was cool, but it didn't really do anything that I wanted. Next up is kind of the card that the entire deck is kind of built around, or the kill card of it, is Dragon of the Darkest Flame. This card is insane, especially in this character, but this card is just insane anyway. So, as stun 1, powerful 3, charge ranged, cool stuff. You have to pay 2 to play it, but it doesn't kill you. And then the enhance on this is just absolutely crazy. If you're at 10 or less health, you can discard up to 3 cards in your hand to pay for its powerful. That is just absolutely insane. So you're basically always getting 9 damage on this, no matter what, unless your opponent takes away stuff in some way, like it happened to me every single time I played this. But I understand why. This card just kills people. And in him, it's still, so you go ahead, it starts out at 7, it gets +9, and then it gets even more because of his own enhance. Next one is 80% power. I'm probably going to drop this down to a 2 of instead of a 3 of, but the main reason that it's in here is for really funny shenanigans, because it has the first enhance, destroying one of your rival's foundations, so you get to get +1 damage automatically just by playing this card on him. Your rival builds the top 2 of their deck. So if they're trying to play around you, keeping below 5, you just go, okay, I'm going to play 80% power. I'm going to pop one of your things. Now I get +1 damage, and now you build 2, so now whenever this hits you, you're gonna blow up another one, and I get more damage again. And then the other one says, if they're trying to play around you, keeping it at or below 6, you can just pop it, and then they get to 7, so then it gets +2 speed, +2 damage. It's pretty cool. It's also Breaker 1. Not the best thing in the world, but hey, it has Breaker 1, so if you want to use it, use it. One of the last things I have in here is something bomb. I don't know how to pronounce that other word, but it has enhanced destroy 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 speed, and it gains stun 1. It's a 4 - 5, so you automatically get +1 damage on him. You get stun 1, and then it has a response in the card pool. After your... Hold on, sorry. I'm going to just flip it around. After your level destroys the foundation, remove this card from the game. So one of the cool combos of this is you start off with this on a 5. They're going to pop 1 foundation. It gains +1 speed, plus stun 1. Do all your other shenanigans you want to. And then go into, to go 80% power. Do the first enhance. Pop 1, build 2. You're at 2 damage now. And then you can respond to remove this. And now you're playing. And now instead of playing the rest of your stuff at +2, now you're just playing at +1. So that's a pretty funny combo you can do with that. And then the other one is a card that I'm going to take out soon. It's Malefic Grenade. It's a cool thing. I'm not really that dependent on momentum for this specifically. The only cool thing about it is it's a +3, but you gotta discard a momentum for it. But it gets +3 damage. +3 speed. And if it deals damage, you pop 1 of your rival's foundations. Cool. You get another damage on him. They're probably not going to block it once you get the +3 speed, unless it's lethal. But it just doesn't really work with this deck. What's going to happen is I'm going to take this. It's going to become a 4 of. Take out all of these. I'm going to take out this one and one of these, and they're becoming Evil Eyes. And that's your attack lineup. That's just for this specific one on Evil. It's cool. I think he has better stuff that he can do on his other symbols, but that's really about it. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing your deck profile with us.
No problem.